Merry Christmas, everyone. Today we're going to be making some orange cranberry tea cakes. And this is what you're going to need for this recipe. It's so easy. I have these cute little bundt muffin tins. They're on my Amazon storefront. But you're going to need 3 eggs, 1½ cups of self-rising flour, 1 cup of sugar, 1 whole navel seedless orange, 1/2 cup of cranberries, and 6 tablespoons of melted butter. Everything is going to be made in this blender. So first I'm taking the cranberries and I've washed them and I'm putting them in the blender. Then I'm going to take my seedless navel orange, cut off that navel end, but we're going to puree this whole orange. Now you may have never heard of that. It is delicious. It gives such a robust orange flavor. But we're going to cut this in quarters, put it in that food processor and puree the orange and the cranberry together. I will leave the complete recipe in the description box below, but this is such an easy recipe. Everything goes in the blender and mixes, and then we just pour it into our pans. So I am going to start off pulsing this, then I'm going to put it on high, and what we're doing is we're pureeing the orange, the peel, and the cranberries all together until it's a nice consistency. Then I'm going to open this up, check it. There's a few big pieces still in there, so I want all of the big orange pieces really pureed. So I'm going to do it for about another 20 to 30 seconds. Push down the sides and check everything. It looks good to me. Then we'll start adding all of our ingredients. So we're going to be adding in the flour. That's 1½ cups of self-rising flour. And this is a really sweet tea cake, so you're going to need that 1 whole cup of sugar to offset those nice tart cranberries. Put that in the blender. Then we're going to add in the melted 6 tablespoons or 1 stick of butter. Pour that right in. And that butter is a little warm, so I don't want to cook my eggs. I'm going to put the lid back on and then just kind of whirl this around so that the cold cranberries and orange kind of melts that or cools that butter a little bit. Alright, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to add the eggs one at a time just to make sure our eggs are good. And these are from my girls in the backyard, and they have really slacked off on their laying right now. But one at a time, I check the egg, make sure there's no shell in it, and then I'm going to put it on low and just add these eggs right into the blender. This is actually a food processor, but if you had a blender, you could certainly use that, or if you have a mixer, you can use that. I'm just going to do everything in one so I don't have a lot of mess to clean up. So I've got all 3 eggs in here, and then we are going to mix this all together. And you want to make sure that sugar is very well mixed. So I'm going to cut the blender back on about high and just let it whirl. I'm going to check it, and then I'm going to blend it some more. Alright, I've looked at it. There's still some crystals of sugar in there, so I'm just going to give that a good stir. Pull down the sides a little bit, and I'm going to put the lid. It's almost ready. Doesn't take long at all. And then we're going to whirl it around a little bit more, and then we're done. We can start scooping it into the greased and floured muffin tins. If you don't have these cute little molds, you could certainly do cupcakes with this batter, make little tea cupcakes in liners. But I bought these recently off of Amazon, very inexpensive, and they have worked great this holiday season. These are going to be for breakfast, or if we're having some tea and coffee in the afternoon. It's a great little item to have during the holidays for your guest. So I am going to fill this about 3/4 full. I don't want it to spill over the top. So about 3/4 full. I'm going to tap it on the counter and get out any air bubbles. And I was able to get 5 of my little bundt tins, and then I've got 4 left over for 4 cupcakes. So I'm going to fill up my cupcake pan, and this is what I got out of that one recipe. We're going to put it in a 350-degree oven for 30 to 35 minutes. You want to test it with the toothpick, but look how it just pops right out. And the kitchen smells so good. We're going to pop these right out onto the counter and let them completely cool. And I had to go ahead and sample one of those little cupcakes. It's so delicious. I love orange and cranberry. Now, if you're not a cranberry fan, you could leave that out and just do orange. But here they are cooling on the cooling rack, and they smell delicious. And now we're going to make a glaze to go over these. So I have another navel orange, 1 cup of powdered sugar, and I am going to squeeze the juice from this orange right into the powdered sugar. So it has a really good orange taste to the glaze. So I'm going to mix all that up, add the other half of the orange, and then I'm just going to spoon the glaze right over the little tea cakes. Now they got to be completely cool, but I'm just going to take the spoon after I've mixed everything up and drizzle it right over those delicious tea cakes. Now you could certainly bag these up and give these as gifts. You could serve them for breakfast. They're just great, and it's so easy, and you probably have everything right in your pantry to make these. And they're beautiful too. Look how pretty that is. I like for it to kind of go over the sides. Then of course I've got to dab some on those cupcakes too. I don't even know how much longer those cupcakes are going to last, because this is my favorite orange cranberry dessert. It is so good. Well, I really hope that you will have some time to try out this recipe, because it is one of my favorites. I was glad I had a quiet Saturday afternoon that I could film this and share it with you. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. I hope it's safe and wonderful for you and your family. There is the little tea cake with the cup of tea, and I've got plenty to share. So thank you for watching. Y'all take care, and God bless.